This is Jason Warbucks.
This is Lenny.
This is Shani.
This is your boy Steven, and you're now tuned into
The Perspicax.
What's going on, peeps? This is episode 8 of The Perspicax. I've been missing you guys for a whole week. Lanish, Shani, Warbucks, Wagwan.
Living and breathing. Living and breathing.
Yup.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here, John.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I've been getting so many messages saying, yo, you guys missed an episode. What happened Saturday? I didn't hear any episode from you guys. But hey, guys, you know, we just had to deal with some stuff, so we're back. Don't worry, next season we got a whole lot planned, so thanks for sticking by it. Thanks for holding us down. And you know, what number we at? 8 out of infinity?
Yup.
So
Yep.
yeah, man, let's go. What last week, before I drop anything, RIP Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther. Lost a real one this week. But jumping in on this week, I really wanted to, since everything's coming back, closing back down, summer's done. If you're from Toronto, you know that we didn't have it this year, but once the CNE and Caravana comes around, you know summer is pretty much over.
Yeah.
Winter jackets.
No,
Yep.
man. Don't skip it. You got the fall trench coat look first in nude.
Yes.
Okay.
And a little infinity scarf, you know?
Yes, to make sure.
Yep. The stars.
So you mean great track pack season's coming back in. All right.
I mean, you guys had summer dress. You had the sun dress. Okay, we can have the gray pants. But that's another topic.
Hey, man.
Don't get me started on that topic.
Got a whole drawer stock full?
Relax yourselves.
I'm relaxed. I'm ready to bust out my combat boots. I'm ready. Okay.
Yo.
The all black leather, everything ready for the militia. All right.
Hey.
Yo, speaking of outfits, y'all remember what we used to wear back in the day to school? Like I don't know about you guys, but I didn't have that type of money to even be buying our own clothes to go to school. So the school outfits.
When Champion wasn't popular?
Yes.
When wearing Champion got you dissed and LA Lights got you dissed? Oh,
right?
Okay. I remember.
And Fila, right? Fubu?
Yes. For us, by us, yes.
Yeah.
All of them.
Hush Puppies?
Before they were cool again. Before they made a resurgence.
Back when your mom could only get you shoes from Byway with your Velcro? Yeah.
First of all, let's not diss the Velcro shoes, okay?
Shout out to Byway first and foremost.
Byway. The original dollar store.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not Canadian, so you have to tell you about that one.
It's all good.
Huh?
We can't even compare it to anything. Really.
Just know everything was $1.
You don't know Byway?
He didn't grow up here.
Oh, so wait. Do you know about Nobel Farms, though?
About what farms?
Highland Farms?
Either way, it was Nob Hill, the one with the black basket that was indestructible. You have to remember.
On today's episode of Warbucks,
She said, moving on.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know about that one.
Wow.
But
Warbucks was all with himself on that one.
I only said that I only asked that question to say because at the end of the day, like our parents really didn't care what they put us in because at the end of the day, there's a lot of more pressing things at that moment other than our clothes on our back. Obviously, we're going to school. That's the main thing. But growing up and seeing that and how they treated money, it really opened my eyes up into a whole different aspect of even how I want to take care of myself when I have a family, when I have a kid. So when going to school, you're like, yo, damn, I wish my rents, bought me this and that. But as soon as you get older, you understand the certain things that they didn't spend money on, that now you're like, yo, I wouldn't even have spent money on that. You know what I mean?
True that.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
I remember wanting every piece of Jordans that dropped. I mean, every piece. To the point where I was at home, asking moms, and moms like, no, you don't need it. No, you don't need it. I thought I needed it. So then I started drawing them in my closet, making a shoe box for the Jordans that I never had in the Jordan box.
You made boxes for the shoes you didn't have?
Yeah, I had to be innovative.
Wait a second. No, so we're not going to pass that story. How did you make the box?
Back in the day, whereas we were talking when you used to get the boxes, not the bags at the grocery store, I would take those boxes home and I would draw on the box and I would draw what I wanted the Jordans to be.
You're
man.
sick still.
That's
Wow.
Listen,
Innovative.
on the reels, I didn't have the money to do it because I wasn't making no money at the time. And my mom was
Absolutely
not
not.
going to spend no money on no Jordans for me and my two brothers at the time.
Jordans.
Jordan who?
Jordan.
Jordan?
You have Jordan money?
I
Does
don't remember
Michael
how many
Jordan pay
times.
the bills in this house?
Right? You don't have money. Yeah, you don't have Jordan money.
If anything,
He's
we're running
already
up.
rich.
We're running up in Payless and getting the Jordans.
Yo,
Yo, do you guys remember the Marburys?
Yeah.
I'm still sticking.
I didn't
'cause
have them.
I
but
loved my
I remember
Velcros.
them.
Yo, he's crazy. Wow, completely crazy. But yeah, random. But it's crazy how he got so much slack for selling his shoes like so cheap. But yo, the man is so famous in China and Asia. You guys don't even understand. Yo, if you guys
Wow.
Google him in Asia, like the man, I think he has a statue over there. Like he's up there. Trust me.
Wow.
Yo, it's crazy. Yeah.
And he was trying to do it for the community, right? Like he made good
Exactly.
quality shoes that looked cool and he made
Yep.
them affordable to us.
Affordable.
But then Michael Jordan was like, nah, let's make them super expensive so people are out here going broke trying to buy my shoes.
Yeah.
And we clowned on Marburys just because, you know, they were
Facts.
affordable, so we thought they weren't cool.
They weren't cool.
Yeah, they weren't anything.
I feel
Yep.
like that's
I like you said
exactly
that.
what we're touching on today.
Yeah, I like how you said that.
Exactly what we're touching on today.
Right? So, yo, Shenny, in that essence, like, what would you say your parents like taught you, or like what you've seen over the years that you'd probably like bring into your own life, well, in your future generations?
Oh man, that's a good one. So if I had to throw it back, my mom dealt with money completely different from my dad. So I learned two different ways. Like my dad was like we got to do a bunch of adventures, and I only learned this as an adult. Why? We got to do a bunch of adventures with my dad, but it was more so like, you know, Wonderland, and I have siblings too, so there's like about 2-3 of us, so 4 people going to Wonderland. That's an amusement park
expensive.
for those of you that don't know, or amusement park.
Yeah, Canada's Wonderland.
Yes, Canada's Wonderland. And we got to do those activities and go to Woody Woodchucks and like the indoor playground, all these stuff. And I was always like, okay, my dad he's always ready to like spend the money and take us, not knowing that he like literally budgeted for it all the time. I didn't know that. But my dad was always big on us saving. Like he's like, make sure you guys save, make sure you know what your money's going towards and like how to structure it. And my mom, she was big on saving too, but her method was telling us no. So I wasn't understanding growing up. I wasn't understanding that this no was for me to save it. It was more so no, because you're not spending your money on Jordans. You're not spending your money on every piece of new phone and new Walkman that came out back then. No, the answer is no. And so only when I got older, I actually like learned that all those no's were literally because she wanted me to save my money, but she didn't explain it to me. So I didn't really understand it. She told me like there was an importance of saving, but I didn't learn that until like my teenager. So when I was like 13, maybe 14, going into high school is when I started to learn that from my mom. Mm-hmm. So I'll say that's mine. I don't know. What about yours, Lunice?
Yeah, it's kind of similar to yours, I would say, like where my mom was really like, do you need it? I think like that's one of the big things that like sticks with me financially, because there's a lot of stuff that I want. Sure, why not?
Of course.
But before I make basically any purchase, I mean, like, it could be something small, it could be something big, but I'm always like, do I actually need it? But at the same time, I think similar to what you were saying with your dad, Shenny, it's like, is it something that you want to make happen? Like, you didn't need to go to Woody Woodchucks, you know? We didn't need to go back home to visit family in Jamaica. Like, it wasn't a need, but if it's something that you wanted to make happen, if it's something that you wanted to prioritize, then like you need to save for it and make maybe sacrifices elsewhere in order to make that happen. So I think the biggest thing for me is just like prioritizing what is important financially, but not like being so strict that you can't enjoy yourself, and enjoy the money that you do have.
Yeah. It's like that balance. My parents were a balance. Taught me in different ways, but balanced it right out.
Yeah, facts. So.
Yeah, it was like fun experiences that didn't have to break the bank. Like one of my friends told me like last year, she's like, some of my best moments in childhood were like going to the X with you and your mom. because it was like we got the free pass from school, right? And with our report cards, and my mom would be like, "Oh yeah, I'll take you guys there." So what? We had to pay TTC or GO train fare, and maybe for some food when you're there, But other than that, it's still an affordable way, and just like you're having fun without breaking the bank.
Yeah, agreed. Warbucks? What about you? How'd you learn about money?
How you learn about money? Well, with us talking, I actually remember something that my mom saying, like usual, my mom always has sayings, but she had something I was like, wow. Stephen, you might know this one too, because I bet you heard it.
Yeah.
Before I remember, going to knowledge, labor for learning before you grow old. For learning is better than silver and gold. Silver and gold will vanish away, but a good education will never decay.
Wow, we need the air horns after that one.
I had to really sit down and think and remember that one. It's like, I know she said it. Like,
You're sick. You are a sick one for remembering that still, because
That was detailed.
it's something that she always said, and my dad said it too. They always said it to me because growing up, I barely had anything I could have wanted, because growing up in the 90s, you were poor in a sense. We didn't get to go, and if I never got to have all the latest shoes. People have Jordans or LA Lights. I never got to have it. I had the Velcro from Byway because I didn't know the time of laces back then. Yeah. But also, they were very conscious on spending money. They were trying to keep it as small as they could. If I didn't have older brothers and sisters, I probably wouldn't have never got like Super Nintendo and all the stuff.
Facts. That's a fact.
But thinking about it as I was growing up, and even still this day, if I had all that stuff, what would have really done for me back then? Like, if I had all the flashy stuff or all the money, and like we got to do the Wonderlands, we did the Ontario places once in a while, but it wasn't a big thing for us because we were more concerned about the what if. What if somebody loses their job? What if somebody like gets injured or sick? All the money we went and kind of just frilled around, how are we going to get that back? Because it wasn't like jobs were like, oh yeah, here's bonuses or here's extra money. It was still hard for us to kind of pull in. So it's growing up, I wanted things. Even now at this age, I still want things, but I have to kind of think of the needs versus the wants.
Exactly.
Because like I need to have socks with no holes in it. I want to have Gucci socks with no holes in it.
Gucci down to the socks.
Right? No holes.
Right now, and I'll be honest, I would not business wearing a jeans from Walmart if it was cost effective and it feels good. I don't business school. I don't need Hermes belts or Gucci slides or like glasses I could probably see when COVID ends. It's just
funny you said that, bro. There's a lot of people that would say, I have all that money, but still not in a sense. So like, you know what I mean? Like you have $1,000, $2,000 on you, but still don't know like 2 times 2 then type of thing. You know what I mean?
Whoops.
So like,
is it
fat pockets, skinny mind?
Ooh.
But
Fat
like you were saying,
skinny mind. Don't drop that and run away. Ooh.
Ooh, but it's true though.
Right? No,
so true.
it is so true. Because at the end of the day, like I'm thinking, like, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have probably 1 pair of Jordans in my closet, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I see some people. I know people probably like 20, 30 pairs. I'm seeing people line up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm saying, for $500 sneakers, mind you, they're probably not even gonna want to wear.
No. Well, you can.
Mine are still in very good condition.
Right? A man's gonna wear that out to the house and say, oh, I got something on this, I'm done. It's not coming out again. You know what I mean? Like,
but you know what? The ones that probably keep it and have it for resale value, I commend them.
Yeah.
The ones that's like, you know what, just in case I need to resell it, cool. But the ones that are going to be
investment.
All the ones in the people in their 50s when they open the closet still looking at it, your foot shrivel up. What are you wearing? We'll put on your old man slippers.
Right? And it's not to discredit those that
your
do
foot's
have
shriveled up.
Jordans. It's okay.
Go put on your boat shoes and go live.
Your Sperry's.
I can't with you guys.
Oh, man.
Nah. But we're not discrediting those that do have Jordans or anything like that. We're
Nah,
just saying
man.
like that was what we looked up
These are real
to when we were younger.
Listen to me, yo. If you have the money, it's
Do it.
At the end of the day, yeah, exactly. You have the money, do it, and
Do what you
we're
wanna
all
do.
it's. There's 4 different people here with 4 different minds and 4 different goals, 4 different aspirations. So, yo, when I have money for spending on Jordans, we not have money. If you have money,
Go spend
Send
it.
it. Send it.
I'm
If you have money, you thought the
Send it.
sentence was gonna say, if you have money, spend it. If you have money, send it.
send it.
Send it.
We can just put in the Instagrams at the end, and you can just DM me when you're going to drop
Don't
it
worry.
off.
The Perspicax have our own cash app.
Whoa. We're leveling up, eh?
I'm playing.
No, it's coming. Season 2.
No, but
snap.
that's honestly what you said was funny because like we're 4 different people and we have different views on money. So I think like we all might value money differently, have the same goal at the end, but different goals. Like I know that like money for me right now, it's like how do I make this grow? How do I put in the same amount of effort that I'm gonna put in and make it more and grow? What do I do? Because we can have money and it's great. I don't know if like some of you stay at home, that's great. You don't have to pay rent. Some of you that are paying rent, like where's your money going? Is it going more to frivolous things or is it going to more towards like necessities? What's happening? Like what's your guys' view on money, I guess?
Life, yo.
Life.
It's going towards life.
Okay.
And living.
In what
'Cause,
way?
yo, honestly, in the way of actually just building building personal growth wise, building my own brand, and just trying to better myself in that essence. But yeah, yo, money, yo, it's not getting spent because of COVID, but I'm learning the value more because of COVID. I'd say because honestly, there's a lot of things that I would be spending money on, and I'm not spending money on it because either A, I'm doing it myself, B, it locked down, it can't happen, or C, yeah, I just found another way around it. So really just grasping, like finding what my niche is and grabbing hold of that and just really just diving in and saying, all right, yo, this is what you're gonna have to do to grow and work on it. That's where I'm at right now. Cause honestly, yo, money's not gonna be here forever. Well,
No.
hey, I can't even say that. But
It's not going to be with you forever.
it's not gonna be
You
with us
specifically.
forever. You know what I mean? But yo, the time you have here and the chances you have with it, I'm not saying yo spend it. Obviously, yo, we're all, like I said, we're all different people, but yo, you gotta have balance. As we were saying earlier on, balance. That's really what it is. So balance is definitely key for me. How about you guys?
One thing I know I have to work, I still have to work on my budgeting because
Yeah.
as much as I work, I'll see my money one way and I'll try to pick. But there's a 1-2 times where if I'm driving from work or I'm coming from a shoot and I'm like, yo, I'm hungry, I stop at a spot and get food. I'm like, all right, cool. And then the next day I'll do the same thing and I'm watching the money kind of sort the dindo. So something I know I still have to work on, and I know since September I'm like, okay, now it's really time to look at it, is budgeting everything because I have to pay for my website. I have to pay for the booking for my website. I have to pay for all my programs to run my stuff. And I'm just like, where's this money go? It's like one of those, it's like the funny meme you see where you go from having $200 to 3 cents in like one transaction. You're like,
It's like payday and then bills and then after
Payday Friday? Yeah, I'm like Saturday. Yo, where'd all my money go? What just happened?
Where did it go?
Yeah, you just feel like so it's just literally looking at the budget and saying, okay, everything you have to kind of spend in its own way. As much as you're like, ooh, I like that shoe, you have to sit and think, is it right now? Can I go without it? I'm constantly looking at, can I go another week without it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Is there a cheaper way I can go about this? Yes or no?
That's the key.
Is
That's
this
like the
something-
biggest self questions we're asking in our age right now. Like,
Do I need this expensive camera lens, or can I work with what I have right now?
Right.
If it comes to the point where if I needed to make the money back from it, then it's worth budgeting. If it's one of those frivolous, I'll just spend it later, because we've all had those times where we're like, oh, I got paid. Don't worry, I'll make it back somehow, and then trouble catch you, and you're like, okay, where am I going to get this money to make this back now? And then you keep billowing down a hole. And debt is a seriously nasty thing. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
it is.
Debt
Yes,
is
it
a
is.
serious nasty thing.
Yeah, yo.
Linneas, what about you?
Yeah, I would say right now my focus is currently on this like increasing actual income. Like I'm happy with the money that I've not spent because of COVID. So honestly, like my expenses are pretty minimal. I've got like my regular bills and I pay them, but yeah, I would say right now current focus is just on like increasing income. And then, you know, like I can budget off of that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Shani?
Well,
Yes, Miss Expertise.
When you
Yes,
drop the
this money.
budgeting, like the budgeting area, it's kind of like I've learned, not only with my profession of being a mortgage agent, but also underwriting and learning about money. I've learned that there's a lot of different ways that money actually governs our livelihood. And I don't mean
For
to say
sure.
that I know that pretty much everything costs money. We know that. But it's the mentality that you then have structured over everything you're doing in your life. Like you said, Warbucks, do I want to go out and buy this? Do I need this? Can I actually get something else better that actually would help me in whatever I'm trying to achieve at the moment? Right? So I know myself sometimes, and I feel like a lot of people do this, they create budgets and they never stick to them. And then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I had the thought to start the budget, but you didn't stick to the budget. So I myself
Follow
personally...
through.
Yeah, follow through, right? I have like quarterly budgets. So I budget myself every quarter, kind of like with the seasons as they come. I'm there and I'm like, okay, where did I spend my money? Where did I go wrong? I'm like, oh, extra on food. Okay, I know next month, cut back. And I feel like when you start writing out, it's tedious, but because it takes up your time, it will structure you on how to save money. When you write out everything you're spending on, you're going to see, where did that $2 count up at the end of the month? All these $2 cost me $300? That's a pair of Jordans.
Right?
Right?
A lot.
No. So, like, I know for myself, budgeting-wise, I have something called a stupid fund. And what this is I put, like, maybe $10 from every paycheck, however much I see fit, or, like, at the end of my paychecks, if I have additional left over, I put half of that to savings and half of that to the stupid fund. And what the stupid fund is every month, it must be used. Now, somebody asked me why.
Why? Why?
Ooh.
Well, not who, why?
Why, Shani?
Well,
Ooh, Shani.
because I
Where,
can't with you
Shani?
guys. I can't with you guys.
Should I do it? How, Shani?
Wow.
There you go. Tell us more.
Well, I'm telling
With
you.
whom, Shani?
Wow.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock you all
That's
up.
2 W's.
No, but really, it's just because sometimes we have that impulse to buy something, and sometimes the impulse is greater than the actual discipline that we have, right? As you said, and it's true, and we all have that. We're gonna see some flashy dashy something, and we're like, oh, I really want that. Like, I don't know.
That apple fritter at Tim Hortons?
I was just about to say, Krispy Kreme opened up their new donuts near me, and I really
How
want
many
that.
donuts did you buy last
Mind your
week,
business,
Shani?
guys. We're not
Shani.
talking about
How many donuts did you buy last
Yeah,
week,
yeah,
Shani?
no.
You
It
want
could
to
have been
here
30.
still.
It could have been 30.
and talk
Yeah.
about...
But that came out of the stupid fun,
No,
guys.
we were all
Excuse
talking.
me?
Say it
No,
again.
we didn't.
Come
No,
on.
no, no.
It was
Rewind.
30 donuts. But again,
Okay.
it came
And
out of
out
the
of those
stupid
$30,
fun. How many did I eat? It's not the people's
Now, how many did you
business.
share with the family?
I shared 12. I ate the rest. Quick maths. It's 18. But anyways, we're going to pass that. But you see why the stupid fun was needed? Because my belly saw something that my eyes wanted. And I just but I had the funds because it wasn't structured on, if I spend this, am I going to be able to pay my rent? Am I going to be able to buy groceries? Am I going to be able to do anything? Because it was already budgeted out to be for when I come to a stupid occasion where I'm like, I want it. And that's exactly what it is. So I think having that, you guys don't have to call it a stupid fund. I know that's kind of rude. That's how I structured it for myself. Because
Yeah,
when
because I was
do
about to
that,
say, what happened when the fund's done?
then it's done. You don't touch it now.
It turns
Like
it turns
now,
hot.
Then you can't be stupid anymore.
Exactly. And that was the
Smarten
concept
up.
of me naming it that. But you guys can
That
name it
makes-
anything, you know, your impulsive fund, anything that you see fit that fits your narrative, because that fits my narrative. Because when I see that, I write that down, I realize where I spent my money. I'm like, Shanice, really,
Right.
you did this. You bought 30 donuts for what? But it's
For your
okay.
belly.
Right?
But I like the idea of that fund because it's like you're not gonna put $20 for donuts in your monthly budget. But when you set aside, you know, like that, when you think about it like that, like that's absurd, right?
Nah, facts.
But when
yeah.
you say, oh, I have this fund set aside where, you know, I just want to do something, hey, the money is there.
It's like, I think everybody should budget it out with what you do for your monthly basis. So if you're a person that likes to go out, have a little section where you have the money to go out and don't exceed it. The whole point of creating the budget is to not exceed the structure of the budget.
Yeah.
We might, and that's when you restructure it. So if you know you spend more on groceries than you thought, put it towards groceries. Take away from going out. Winter time's coming. I know a lot of people hate leaving their house in the winter time. Save your money. Save.
Facts.
I want to say something.
Please
Yeah.
go.
It's just it's in where you're saying save your money. Some people, and you know what? For anyone that's basically of the age of 18 or older or has younger students, credit is important. Credit is so important. Don't think when you turn 18, you run out to get a credit card. That is the most dangerous move to do. No matter what anyone says for you to build your credit cards are not the way. Because when I turned 18 and Visa and MasterCard were like, yes, watch this one.
Right? Rubbing their hands.
They're like, we got
It took me
another
tw-
one on the hook, on the line.
Right?
Reel
Took
him
me
in.
really would. Took me 12 years to pay back $8,000. I was in the lowest credit score possible. That it took me years to build myself back up to that. So
Jeez.
Wow, that's
if
real.
you're-
That's real.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
I was about to
It's
say that.
true.
Yo.
Like
Yeah.
it took me literally so many years. Every time I tried to go apply for anything, any credit or whatnot, instant decline. I had to go and basically consolidate my debts to try to get back somewhere. And I'm like, I can't live that way. Because if I want to get something and these guys instantly say, no, you don't have enough credit, I'm going to feel like I can't do anything. As much as it's good to live by cash, if you have to have credit, only buy it and put it right back. Don't buy it and wait. Don't buy it and wait for it to buy it and put it right back and then put the card away. Because if you buy it, it's true. Because if you buy it and say, "Cool, it's there, I can pay it back later," interest fees hurt. Interest
Yeah.
fees add up.
They slap you with that
They
interest.
slap you with interest, and you're just like, oh, your bill went from $20 just to spend on gas to $50 when you wanted to go treat everybody to $100, and you're trying to play catch up with your regular money.
Your own. Yep.
So, and then when you're wondering, why I'm not saving, it's because you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. So you have to make sure, like, if you have that credit card, say it's nice, it's great. This is here if I have to go rent a car or in case of emergencies, but this is not the lifeline, because you will catch yourself. And look, I see some people in R9 bankruptcy where I'm just like, yeah, man,
Jeez.
you shouldn't have jumped.
Shani's holding something in over there, yo. Wagwan, yo.
I am.
Can you do it in 1 minute though?
But you know what? I'm gonna let our sponsor come in, and I'm gonna let our sponsor drop their input. Not input, their information, and then I will talk.
Please like, follow, and subscribe.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Well, we're all back, actually.
We're back.
Sorry, we're back. Look at me being selfish. I'm
We
sorry.
all made it. We all
We
made it.
did. Thank you.
Yeah,
It was a
just-
close one.
Shani made that from the Perspicax to the purse.
Oh,
Person.
I made it personal.
Hey.
Ooh, I see what you did there.
I like that
Don't
one.
make it personal.
I can't with us, man. We're just too much.
Baby, 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 baby.
They're probably wondering what we do on these breaks, yo. What do you like?
Honestly, like you guys come back on a different level.
Eat a bag of sugar. Eat a bag of sugar and come back ready to go.
But
This
I
guy
actually
doesn't
wanted
even
to
put
talk on
sugar in his tea or coffee. But he
I
said
see
he
a
just
bag
ate
of
a
it.
bag of sugar.
Man, just the package, just straight to the head back.
I'm gonna question this later. We're gonna have a talk later.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's talk
Okay.
about that one later.
Okay.
Still.
Okay.
what actually Warbucks, you mentioned something about credit early on when you were talking, and you were talking about when you use it, pay it back. Now, this is just a tip and a tip of information for you guys to use. That's it, a tad bit of information, but a tip. Who am I? Anyways, so
Just
it's a
a
tad
tip.
bit of information for you to use when it comes to credit is that the purpose of credit is building credits. Now, how you build credit, in a sense, it's kind of backwards, and people are going to be like, what the heck are you saying? But what I'm saying is accurate. Is you get a credit card and you have a certain amount, a limit that you can go up to. So let's just say $1,000 limit is what you get. Now, when you spend $100, you've spent $100, so now you owe them the $100. It's pretty simple math. But the credit card companies, in their mind, they're like, you have $900 now to use up. So they're happy. So the minute you start paying it right back, they're like, shoot. If you pay it back right away, they're like, you have $1,000 left to pay back. Like, or no, sorry, you have $1,000 available. They're like, we need you to spend money so that we can make money off of the interest. So they actually don't build your credit as fast as when you pay it off right away. So I'm going to teach you guys a little bit of information, okay? So when you actually spend your money, so let's just say you spend the $100, pay it back by the end of the month, but pay it back in 2 increments. So in their eyes, it looks like, oh, I spent money that I didn't have, and I'm going to figure out a way to pay you back so that it builds up your credit score. So in this sense, pay $50 on the first 2 weeks, and then at the end of the month, right at the end of the month before your bills due, pay the other $50. So you technically still now have $1,000 available to you, but at one point you had $900. Then the next point you had $950. So they were happy. They're like, we're building interest. So I know that seems backwards, but that's how credit card companies work because they want to monopolize off the fact that you don't know how to spend your money. That's their goal.
You know, it's crazy, and I don't know, obviously they're not going to see this, but I was zoned in on you the whole time. I'm here thinking, like, yo, why the hell weren't we taught this in school? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, throughout high school, I'm here thinking, like, I got taught so many things I don't even remember. I don't even use it right now. Man's taught the Pythagorean theorem. I know A squared.
Wow.
I know A squared plus B squared equals C squared. But you know what I mean? But, like, what am I doing with that right now? You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like they should have taught, like, us about taxes. Like, yo, as soon as they realized we were able to get jobs, schools should have found a way to rejig the system, the education system, and say, oh, these kids are going to be in the workforce, obviously. So let's put together some courses like taxes, like, hold on, we even talking about, I know we're on the financial literacy type, but imagine if our school had this, had this class right here, how to maintain your car.
Wow. Yup.
Yep.
Yup.
True.
How to do an
I'm
oil
at a
change.
loss for words.
How to change your tire.
Yep.
How to put air in your... You know what I mean? The little basic things that people
You're
are...
right.
No,
But they should be mandatory classes. Like, you know, you have auto shop as like, what's it called?
Elective.
Elective,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
But yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me because I'm thinking, yo, those are the things that we're going to need in our everyday living. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
You're right.
What do you guys think?
But then, like, we would never go pay, you know, Mr. Lube to change our oil if
True.
everybody was, like, mandated to know how to do it themselves. I don't know.
But, hey, listen. In my eyes, I'd be like, okay, there's obviously, yeah, if you taught me the basics, so, okay, taught me the ABCs, but you're not going to teach me the A squared is B squared. You know what I mean? You're not going
Right,
to teach
yes.
me the, teach me how
Yes.
to change the
Yeah.
tire, but if the tire comes off the rim, I know I'm going to have to bring it to you guys. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I'm feeling.
Or you learn and have your own black-owned business where you don't have to go to Mr. Lube and you can go to someone and support their business.
Right. I
Is
guess
that
that's kind
true?
of what I was thinking. Like, if everybody had the same skill set, then why are we gonna like support small businesses that are like, I can do this? You're like, well, I can do it too. Thanks. But I really do. I see what Steven was saying of like,
Thanks.
teach us at least the basics so we can kind of take care of ourselves. And then, you know, if you're really interested in that field, you become an expert in it, and then you sell that service to someone else.
Lenise, for example, imagine this. Imagine you had that course. Say we're talking about that course. Imagine you did that course. You had a little knowledge, a 101 on, let's say basic knowledge on 101, and you bring your car to a dealership. And I worked at a dealership. These guys want to get any type of money from you. So, yo.
Yes, they do.
The man will drive your car to the shop, look at your car, and say, yo, your car door is falling off, and nothing around with your car. You know what I mean?
Okay, then. You're not lying. You're not lying.
So in my head, I'm thinking, like, imagine if you had that basic knowledge, and you bring the car, and the man's telling you this, you're looking at the man like, get out. Let me take my car out, bro. Like, yo, why you know what I mean? Like, why are you lying to me? I know what. So that's why I feel the basics should have at least been taught. So, like, all right, boom, you have your taxes done, you bring it to a tax expert, the man do something wrong, you're, okay, I can correct you. Or I know, I have some sort of thing to say, all right, this guy's he's just taking my money, and I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's the expert. You know what I mean? He's the expert, so.
He knows. I'm just thankful that my mom, anytime when she's doing math, she's always counting her head. She's like, 2 2s is 4, 9 5s is this and this. And she taught me always, where the school never taught me how to do, like, add 13% tax. She was always there adding up in her head. She's like, how much is this? All right.
Yeah.
2 2s is 4, 5 2s is 10, carry 1. And she always do it. And in my head, I was like, how are you counting like this? Like,
that's a gift.
How?
Yo, crazy you just said that. That just brought back a memory from Jamaica, because I went to school there, bro. You had to know all your 12 times table from
I was about to say.
Holy smoke.
I remember when I brought home my multiplication homework in the 3rd grade, and my grandmother was like, I'm sorry, what? You don't already have this all memorized?
Right?
If you had been in school in Jamaica, you would have had this memorized from basic school. I said, oh, easy, Grams, easy.
You'd be singing that in a song. What are you talking about?
She was like, aren't you 8 years old? I said, yes. She's like, you don't already know this? Shame.
Right?
I said, whoa.
So that's funny. Why do you think it's structured differently? Because why are they learning that in other countries, I guess, quicker than we're learning it here?
So nobody could take you for idiot.
Oh.
Because out there you have to know if grandma send you down to the market to go get 2 cans of condensed milk, and she give you $10 and you don't bring back the right change, she beat you.
Wow.
All right, so it's more a disciplinary tactic? Okay.
Yeah, because when they give it to you, you have to go get the 2 condensed milk and 1 finger of banana. You mess up, she beat you. So,
but it's not just in the Caribbean that they learn math like that, and they learn it early. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
So what, is it only in North America that we're having these problems where we're not even being taught this stuff?
I feel like just from that video that we watched earlier with the Rich Dad Poor, I feel like that brought a lot of, like, it just, not a lot, but it made me think differently. Because the way when he's like, they want us to be employee, the difference between an entrepreneur and an employee. And I'm thinking, like, at the end of the day, these guys already know who the entrepreneurs are. They know the big companies. At the end of the day, they need employees, right? So that's why they're not. That's why they're not teaching us. They want us to be the employees for their already established company.
True. I mean, thankfully, there have been some changes to the curriculum here in Ontario since we have left school.
Good.
Yes, because I know this has been a topic that's come up in a couple different conversations with people around our age over the last couple of years. Is like, why aren't we teaching high school students the basics of financial literacy? So I reached out to one of my friends who's a high school teacher just outside of Toronto, and she said that there's actually been a unit that was added to the grade 10 careers course. So if you guys remember, careers is a mandatory course that we have to take here. So there's a unit about financial literacy that's been added there, but then it's also kind of been sprinkled around into some other courses. So there's a healthy living course that has some financial literacy there. Also in math, like, you remember how there are different levels of math, like academic, applied,
Right.
workplace, etc. So I think it's in 2 levels of the math classes there as well. So it's kind of sprinkled around. I think there's budgeting and like the business class and that sort of thing. But yes, there is a unit that is mandatory for all grade 10 students now.
Thank God.
That's amazing, because
Thank goodness.
Long
I'm happy
overdue,
about that.
Because,
Right.
Jano, geography, I took that, and I didn't. Yeah, I don't remember anything. from
Biology?
geography. Other than that bomb ass trip to Nanquan.
Whoa.
The non-quan trip.
Whoa.
Yo, that's
never
all
got
I
it.
remember from geography, yo. I
Wow,
swear.
that brought me back.
I
Non-con.
know. Ush.
I never got it.
And for those of you who lived in Scarborough, Kearney, for those of you who are
Yes,
PBSB,
Kearney, I got
Kearney.
Kearney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yay, remember that.
Yeah, out here we
No,
have
but it-
non-quan.
Yep. Nah,
I think it's kind of crazy the fact that, like, if you think about like future generations, as you were saying, Stephen, Rich Dad Poor Dad is a great book. You should read it if you want to learn about financial literacy or start your journey on it, by Robert Kiyosaki. Get that. But it's funny because like our future generation, like what are these kids gonna be doing with their money now that they're finally learning how to structure it? Is it still that they're gonna want to be employees, or are they gonna want to be entrepreneurs? Like, I mean, we saw the effects that COVID had on a lot of stores, a lot of places that would generate business normally, such as like the Canadian Exhibition, Canada's Wonderland, all these amusement parks, all these things that required a bunch of people now no longer will have a bunch of employees. So it's like, are they purposely putting it in now to structure it so that more entrepreneurs are created, so that in the future there's a lot more businesses that are going to be, I guess, done by entrepreneurs? Or are they structuring it now to brainwash the employees that they can't be entrepreneurs? Like,
I feel like.
I'm-
Oh, my bad. Or Rex, you can go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Either.
it's all good.
What I want to say is that I think it's hurting them because they're building the whole work from home mantra now, that they're using kind of, COVID's this, and because I know a lot of people that are applying for jobs are being desperate. Like, I have a lot of friends, like I have some team members of mine that are all basically foreign. They all studied abroad, and now they're scrambling to fight for jobs because they know they need a visa. So I'm feeling,
yeah.
Wow.
so a lot of them now they're freaking out. Like in our group chat, they're like, "Well, what are we gonna do? Like, we need jobs because we graduated. Like, we need to graduate. We need to be in our field." But a lot of these jobs now are humming it because also a lot of stuff from overseas, a lot of import stuff that people use for jobs are not coming.
yeah.
So a lot of shipping stuff are coming in, so that's causing these businesses not to have work.
Yep.
And a lot of them are, more and more as I hear in the news, they're like, there are people working from home. There's some that work from home now. So sooner or later, we're not going to rely on going into businesses, and that's going to hurt them. And I think that's going to hurt the kids in the future because they're not going to have a place where they can go work, because most places are like, we can only take on 15 people. We used to be able to take on 40.
Right.
So now a lot of them are literally scrambling, and it's not like you can go to school to study it again. So a lot of them are fighting for like small positions that even some older people that had the jobs, they're freaking out because they don't know what to do.
Facts.
And they didn't save a nest egg to help them in times like this. So creepily enough, most of these kids, they're gonna be like, I don't need a job. I can be TikTok famous.
That's what I was gonna say, and that's where I was going with that too, because the way how society, because listen to me, back in high school, I was with a group of friends that like we used to make videos, just like how Kim Botch, I don't know if you guys know who that is, the comedian.
Oh, yeah.
Just like how he used to make
Yep.
videos, but we never really put it out and went on YouTube, like how the world has changed. Like right now, safe. I said something crazy on this podcast, posted it. It could be on trending in like an hour. You know what I mean? How
Right.
crazy,
True.
how crazy
Yeah,
like
true.
the society and everything is now. So I feel like in that instance, there's a lot more people that want to be entrepreneurs in that sense, because people are seeing the various ways that everyone's getting rich. Brother,
Easy money though.
listen to me. There's a guy I watch on YouTube. All he does is reaction videos. All he does is react to videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at this age, I'm thinking like, all right, these kids, they're seeing stuff on. I can guess it could go either way, because like you're not really learning the ins and out, but you're learning how to jump in it right away by yourself. Because as I've seen a lot of people out there trying to do it themselves or jumping to start stuff, especially since COVID. You know what I mean? Everyone's trying to start something, so that's the first step. So, in that essence, I feel like, man, it's on the entrepreneur. There's gonna be a lot more people owning their own things, and building from that essence instead of saying the traditional way of, say, going to school, studying for this and doing all that stuff. Because there's a lot of people that went to school for certain things and are completely doing something completely different that they went to school for, and is making
That's
more
true.
money than they would have went to what they went to school for, or are happy, or you know what I mean, like than what they
Yeah,
sold.
that's true. I see what you're saying.
So that's why I.
So you know what?
Yeah.
In all honesty, and I would say it because a lot of people do, I gotta give a hand to those people that have those OnlyFans. As much as it seems like indecent and wrong, they're hustlers.
Nah, they're
Yeah,
hustling.
and you can do
I
whatever
know
you
a lot
want
of
on an
people-
OnlyFans.
Yeah, you
It doesn't
can't-
have
you
to
don't
be
even have to
quote
show
unquote
everything.
indecent.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Well,
Hey, like your hustle's your hustle, and if you're making bank from that, because a lot of them, it's a stigma. A lot of them don't want to work. If that's a business you can do.
Does anyone know
like,
the
honestly,
requirements? I'm
for an
interested.
OnlyFans, I do not.
Oh, okay.
Nor do I.
Should I have to start looking them up to get additional income?
I ain't
joking,
that cute
guys.
for it, so it's all right.
I'm joking.
I ain't that cute.
Apparently, you
This
don't
head's
have
too
to
big to
be.
fit it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, yeah, you know what? I just like
oh.
the internet generation is finding so many fast, quick ways to get money. But my biggest fear is that once they have all this money, yeah, you can make $10,000, put down the down payment for a house. But if you didn't have OnlyFans, what are you doing with that money, right? So
Yep.
that's how I look at that.
Yeah. True.
Actually, that brings up a really good topic because I feel like a lot of people now, at least for us, and in Toronto especially, are trying to figure out how to break into the housing market. Like, if it's smarter to just keep renting, or if they can even afford to rent. A lot of people are, like living at home with their parents, trying to figure out can they rent, or if they're renting, trying to figure out can they buy. So with you being like a mortgage expert, Sheni, like how do people break into the housing market, or like what advice do you give your clients in terms of like down payments?
Well, I would start with like the best thing to do is have at least 20% down payment. That's the best thing to do because it avoids insurance, right? Paying insurance, mortgage insurance. However, a lot of people don't have 20% of $1 million because that's what a lot of our homes are going for now. A lot of people don't even have 20% of $500,000, but they might have 5% that they can put down. So I would tell everybody to aim for 20, but if you have if you have access, but through savings, through investments, through even being gifted, a lot of people are able to provide down payments through gifts. So gifted money is from direct family members. So not second cousins or anything like that. They won't count it. But, immediate family members can gift you a certain amount. And that could be money that they started to save from you from time, right? So some people are able to already have it pre-structured. So going back to the story I said at the beginning where it's like my mom would say, no, no, no. All that money she's saying no to is going to a savings. So when I'm ready to buy my home, I have now a gift, right? So complaining about the no's now and then seeing how it would be more profitable later. So I would tell everybody, start by saving your own money. Don't rely on a gift. Rely on structuring your finances in a way that you've given yourself a set amount of time. So whether it's 5 years to put down at least 5%, 10%, the more you put down, the better it is on how much it's going to cost you in the long run. So that is like the easiest way to explain that portion. But it's just mainly 5% is all you need to start with the down payment of your home. So if you guys are ready and willing, you can hit me up. I will help you in depth because there's way more to this than just this little segment that they're giving me. You know what I mean?
How can they hit you up? What's going on, man?
Well, you can add me at
give me
Sheni
info.
Shakes. Sheni Shakes. Yes.
That's it?
Don't give
Well,
out the
That's it?
business contact.
I could
just out here
I
on
could give out the
Pinterest.
business contact in my DMs,
Yeah.
There we go.
Can I
Yeah.
find you on Zoogle?
If they didn't hear you, IG at Sheni Shakes.
You cannot Zoogle me. It doesn't
Look her up
work.
on Zoogle. Find her on Zoogle.
Find her on LinkedIn.
I get the name in one
Front
episode and now
page.
they never let me hold it down. Wow.
Front page on Zoogle. Look for her. Front page in.
Oh man, I can't with you guys. Yeah, but you know what? One thing I must say is saving is a bonus, but also investing your money and like financial literacy is not something that we can talk about in just a short segment of time. We need like even more time for these kind of conversations, and so I'm happy that they're finally putting it in school to start I would recommend people read The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a very small read. Very small read, not too many pages.
What's my girl go
But,
drop in a book?
Yeah, it's one of my faves. I just keep it there to just remind myself when I'm making foolish choices or to restructure how I'm making choices. But
Hold up, we're getting paid for drops now?
oh, I don't know if we are. We should start hitting up our sponsors again and see if they ready for us.
Yo, I'm broke. Need
What?
money now.
I'm just saying. George S. Clemson, call me.
877 cash
No.
now.
Let's now.
877 cash now.
877 cash now.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Yo,
Look, it's my money and I need it now.
yo.
If we're gonna start pulling out the 10 a.m. commercials,
Daytime
we're gonna start pulling the
television.
commercials.
Yo.
Daytime television.
Daytime skip school / eating a bowl of cereal watching Price is Right commercials.
Yes, when
Slash
you're quote
Maury.
unquote homesick.
Yeah,
Facts.
and Maury's
Sick.
on.
Maury's
Sick.
on.
Wow.
Maury's
Yes,
on. You're hurt in the
absolutely.
car. You call
Call William
Matar.
Matar. Don't kill me.
777.
Guys,
77.
why are we just listening off a bunch of commercials?
Hurt in the car. Call William Matar.
Yo, because if he needs it, I don't even know.
Not even Celino and Barnes was my next one. Celino and Barnes were always on point.
Yo, Celino and Barnes look like real ones.
Yes.
See, and
They
it all
look like
ties
you
in.
trust them.
Shenny, and it all ties into financial literacy. So you
Which
know
is
what I mean?
hilarious. It all
Exactly.
teaches us to get money instead of learning how to use it.
Barnes.
Wow.
And then my
Injury
bad-
attorneys.
Call 888.
888.
Wow.
I thought it was sevens
Yo.
before. See how music works?
No, man. It's
Yo.
Beer eights.
Wow.
Yo, did the guy from Everest College ever finish college? You know the
Everest?
one that's remember? You're sitting at home on the couch.
Wow.
Like, did he finish?
Watching your life
Everest?
go pass you by.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, didn't Everest shut down?
They did.
I don't know. But
Yo,
did he
Everest
make
is
it?
shut down.
I hope
I
he
know a couple of
finished.
people that went there.
Oops.
Oh, did they get their money back?
So you guys
Better
know what
call
that note
JG
means,
Whitmer.
right? That means to all our listeners, it means we've logged off and we're in our
We're
own
done.
zone.
Yo,
We're
PS,
done.
PS to all the people that fake apply for CERB. Yo, your time is coming.
Yo, they're
Yo, I
coming.
applied. I didn't give a shit. But
Hey,
I applied.
I said fake applied, brother. There's a lot.
Fake.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people out there I know that just press boom, CERB, internet,
Yo.
SIN number, radio.
And good to go.
Oh, those are the ones that own boats. Those are the people who have boats right now. They're living life in summer.
Right?
I'm done.
Them the pe-
So again-
no, those are the
again,
people
on
that have the
that note-
cottages right now every week on the yachts.
I'm
Oh,
done.
yes.
I can't with them.
That don't invite us up.
That's something. I spent 155 hours per a yacht.
I'm done.
You mean a dinghy? You mean a lifesaver?
How do we go
I
from
was about to say,
financial
how-
literacy
Well,
to
'cause money.
yachts?
Financial literacy, okay.
Still,
How
still
you-
money.
If you're
Budgeting.
spending 2,000 CERB on your boat, it's not a nice boat.
It's
Yo,
not
if
an
you didn't invest
investment.
your
You're
CERB,
broke.
you did it wrong.
If the government has to put money in your account, you're broke.
Yikes,
No, man.
man.
And you know what? But let's put it. If Justin says he's gonna do it again, I'll still vote for him
Yo.
when he has to go.
No,
if
we need to
Justin's
get
like,
off.
yo, give everybody
We need
two
to
more-
end this
two racks.
podcast.
Nah, yo,
Honestly.
if Justin said he's doing that again, don't put it in the account. I want that cash, brother.
Yeah, because just in case your ass loses, I don't want the PCs coming to say, "Yo, where's my money?" Like, I don't know, yo, live here.
So yes, all
This
our
is Ken.
viewers and listeners, on that note, we're gonna log off now. This is Shenny Shakes coming to you
Yeah.
live with the Perspicax, and I'm gonna sign out because they're still in it together. So you're gonna like, you're gonna comment, send us feedback, and subscribe. Thank you all for listening to episode 8 and infinity more to come.
Catch the Perspicax on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, and other streaming platforms.
This is Jason Warbucks.
This is Shenny,
This is your boy Steven, and you're now tuned into
the Perspicax.